Hey, it is great to be a part of the Southland Conference Media Day, and once again, our second year in the conference, it's just a great deal of excitement. I think when you kind of look at the process in our program daily, where we've got a staff and players are going to work to improve, we feel like that the growth and the things that are occurring inside of our building and on our field are exciting for us to see the advancement and the growth, and we look forward to what we believe will be just the continued development of our program as we move forward.
Okay, Max, if you'd like to give us a little statement of the upcoming season.
Yep. Good morning, everybody. This is my first media day, so it's been a great experience so far. Awesome casino, got to say. I mean, like Coach said, we're really excited about the season. I think you're going to see a new face, a new team with a new attitude. And that attitude is to be better and to compete every day in the weight room, in the film room, and on the field. Thank you.
Josh, your turn. What do you expect for the upcoming season?
Hey, good morning. I'm Josh Jones. My expectations they're pretty high, you know, and just being a part of HBU, I've learned that you know, it'll come in time, and I believe this is our year. And I know we've made significant strides to, you know, put ourselves in position for success. So I feel like we made exponential improvements as far as on the back end. You know, I got a lot of faith in my defense. And with this new guy right here sitting next to me, I believe I don't want to hype him up or anything, but he'll take us to the promised land, which I believe in my heart. So, you know, I'm just optimistic more than anything. It's a blessing to be here.
Okay, there are microphones located on the floor, so if you have a question, please raise your hand and identify yourself and your news agency.
Good morning. Robert Kelly, Techsport Publications. Coach, can you talk a little bit about what you've seen over the offseason since last November, where you've come, kind of the strengths? You've seen some improvement. Just where do you think your strengths are going into the season this year?
You know, when we finished up November 15th last year against Sam Houston at our stadium in a very, very tough month of November, particularly for us. You know, I think as a staff and as a program, we realized we knew it was a great league. This is a great FCS league. Great coaches, great athletes, and you've got traditions and administrators that are committed to success in this league. And I think having been at a school where we played a few Southland schools prior to coming to HBU, I knew what that product looked like at the conference. But I think for us as a program to sit there and have completed our schedule, our first year in the league, you know, we got a pretty good snapshot of what the best people, not only in our league, look like, but some of the very finest teams in our country look like at the FCS level. And we went to work the very next week. I think Monday, within about 48 hours of that game, we were back in the weight room, and we lifted hard all the way through the remainder of the fall semester. Our players came back in, and I feel like we have probably pushed our kids about as hard physically and demanded of them as much as you can push kids. We've got and certainly had a long road to go to improve and a gap to shrink. One of the great things about a program is when you look at kids that you've been in their room recruiting, and you sit there and look at their eye and you understand their passion and love for the game of football, and you see them cry in a locker room after they lose a game, that maybe it's not apples to apples yet, but they believe that hard work produces results, that the process produces product. And as a coach, you know, I'm driven so that our players are no longer sitting back looking in that locker room and feeling like they don't have hope and chance to compete at the very highest level. Now, I say that, you know, those are words that you share because it deals with feeling and emotion as a coach and the love for competing and love for your players. But our players have answered everything that we've asked them, and the work ethic that they've shown, I can speak to it. Some players may not be willing to kind of give that effort. I think there are a lot, and certainly hard work doesn't guarantee anything. That investment is something you have to give. But I will share this, though. When you look at guys growing in their football IQ, when you look at players that are beginning to have some position mastery, right, the fundamentals, the technique that must grow, when you look at the ability to play faster and to play more physical, If you look at those qualities in a football team, we are significantly improved. And I believe combined with hard work, we will reach the goals that we have in this program. One thing about starting a program that very few coaches, and myself included, when you take over, is that you go about the work, but you don't really know what your product looks like until you get out there and compete. We know where our product was last year, but last year is behind us. We have moved on to 2015. And while this answer is long, it is at the very heart of where we are in our program, and it's about expectations. And most people probably in this room, frankly, last year when we probably spoke about that we expected to win a game in this conference, probably didn't think that was probably a shallow statement of just a coach with goals. But and we're excited. Now, winning one game in this league is not our goal, all right? But we're in the process of building, and our kids are invested, and I expect that gap to shrink. And we don't know when that switch flips. And but I'm confident that one day that switch is going to flip, and when it does, I'm excited about the product that this program will produce.
Max, I wanted to ask a little bit about your football journey. Alex Hickey, Lake Charles American Press. Talk about starting at one end of the spectrum in the SEC at Florida, then going to a junior college, and now you're with essentially what's a startup program now going into year two. Just what has that been like, seeing so many different perspectives of college football?
Yeah, let me just start with high school. So I attended 2 high schools, both in Tennessee. I had 4 high school coaches in 4 years. I learned offenses from a pro-style system under Jeff Rutledge to a spread, air raid, run and shoot, triple option. I've done all those. And then going to college, playing at Florida, we had a down year that year, but seeing that level obviously gives everybody excitement. And it really taught me, my coach, Brent Pease, there really taught me a lot of toughness that I learned to integrate in my game. I mean, I'm not just talking about, saying you're tough. I'm talking about being coached hard and trying to make you quit every day to, prove to you, prove yourself how much you want it. And then so after that, it was at East Mississippi Junior College, and that was a bit of a rough time. Didn't really enjoy living there. That was a real small town, and I was home every weekend. It was only about 3 hours from Nashville, and so I didn't enjoy that time there. I had transferred to Tyler Junior College. It was a good fit there. It was unfortunate. I had a Achilles injury. But when you talk about JUCO football, I know in this conference there's a lot of JUCO players, but I mean, it's tough, mentally, physically. A lot of it's on your own, and it forces you to take responsibility more so than you would at a school like Florida that would take care of you. So your progress as a player at that level really reflects your work ethic. And then I knew Coach Smith, who's a offensive coordinator at Brentwood Academy, my high school. His father's our OC, so I had a connection there. Then my wide receiver, Brandon Taylor, went to high school with me. He was also at HBU. And coming here, I knew that this was a startup program, and it excited me to be a part of that startup program and to give everything I had to get this program rolling and make that next jump to where we want to be. College football is all about instant gratification. And like Coach said, I think we're going to close the gap real soon.
Thank you. This is for Josh. Robert Kelly, Tech Sport Publications. Josh, talk a little bit about, from a player standpoint, how you feel the defense looks, what you see as strengths. I know you're obviously going to say your teammates are working very hard, but can you give us a little input on that, please?
Yes, sir, no problem. I feel really confident getting back and looking at my defensive line and the core of it. You know, Coach brought in some junior college players, which I love. I'm a junior college player. I came from JUCO in Oklahoma, called NEO, and I mean, to me, it's a fraternity. I got a real tight knit with those boys. So, you know, those improvements that we've made on defensive line, we got some bigger, thicker boys, and I think that's going to go real far as far as, you know, playing some of those other powerhouse teams, you know, like Sam, where we didn't have that beef last year, but now we got it. So I'm really confident in our defensive line. Linebacker core looks really speedy. You know, when I was in practice yesterday, it looked, you know, on the fly, so I was pretty happy about that. But if I had to rank it from my biggest impression is in the secondary by far. You know, we got junior college players, you know, transferring in from there, and guys are just committed. You know, we got my teammate for my whole life, Mike Cole. He's back there with me, and he's holding it down. And I feel like, you know, with people like Eric Amako, another leader, I feel like that's, you know, right after me, that's holding defense down is him. He's a cornerback for us. You know, I feel like those guys, they hold the other guys accountable, even the younger boys. So I'm really impressed with it, you know, the defense specifically. So, thank you.
This is kind of a funny question, I guess, for Max. You know, outside of Andrew Luck, you don't see a lot of quarterbacks rocking a beard. You know, just, I guess, do you feel like that shows a little extra confidence? Or, I mean, it seems like more of a lineman look. So talk about your facial hair if you could.
Awesome question.
Yes. I believe the term is babyface. I don't know. I just grew it out a couple months ago, and I've kept it on, and I know the ladies like it. I like it. It gives you something to play with when I'm thinking about something deep, kind of, you know, create some thoughts in my head, and especially during tests when you're trying to remember all the stuff you studied for. But yeah, just something I did, and I've kind of stuck with it, and I plan on sticking with it.